Okay. So, we want to work on the Steam multiplayer, or the complete Steam integration, actually. Yep. So, I mean, yeah, first, I guess just give it a start to see what's about. So, where we're at right here is just the official Steam header, or like the, not the official one, but the public engine include header. Uh, from the Steam module. So, yeah. So how I thought about structuring this is, so it has to have the global sockets, right? How this works is you have local sockets, and I guess the multiplayer folder also in here. This is a bit, right? Because I guess multiplayer means both the global and local sockets, but the problem is that kind of how it works in the backend, because the global sockets work with Steam, although the user does not necessarily have to care about that. But the other thing is why it's done that way, and I think why I will keep it that way, is that enabling Steam means you get the whole module is active, and disabling means the whole module is not active. So it's easy to see what we can use and what you can't use. Right? Because otherwise you would have like single headers that like lie around the different folders, and it's just uh, harder to think about what's working and what's not. Yeah, so in the Steam integration, what I've already done in past project like games is lobbies, right? You kind of need lobbies in order to actually get the Steam ID from other people. Yeah, we'll do this. Then what I want to have is just a wrapper for the chat for the game lobby, which has a chat feature. Here I want the user to be able to kind of hook into this, and then just render the text messages as the user kind of how he wants to do it. Yeah, because I mean all the Steam interfaces are a bit yeah, the bit weird sometimes to just easily handle. Another big thing is the cloud saves. I'm just gonna already put the prefix, the namespace, and the macros. Probably also want to include the Steam cloud saves, just to make it clearer. Yeah, so this is just gonna because right now we already have like a save interface, right? We have persistence, then the two loaders, which I guess actually kind of incomplete, right? But we have this game save, which is fully implemented, which you can just save data to. And yeah, so I guess the cloud save has to sit after the game save, right? So maybe I do want to keep it in their own modules, right? Like I don't want to add a method here so that like the game save is saved to the cloud. I would rather have a method here that saves an existing game save to the cloud, right? Because it's just cleaner this way. I read a bit about how the cloud save works. You kind of have to configure something on your game specifically. I've not yet actually like uploaded a game to the store, right? But I don't know. We'll see about that later. Yeah. So this is really these are the main things that I want to do, right? Because I mean, this Steam interface is pretty big. There's lots of interfaces, and I don't necessarily want to give access to all of them, right? I don't want to make it like wrapper for the Steam API. I just wanna so that the user can do this himself if he wants to themselves. Yeah, I'm just gonna provide wrappers for like the most important functionality. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna start out with just a Steam header. So yeah, I don't necessarily want to make a separate friends header. So I just guess I'm gonna put it in here because I don't think there's gonna be that many methods here anyway. So yeah, it's gonna be some of group up. I already implemented this. This is pretty cool. The user data location, just kind of your local save folder where you should save data, and it's the cool thing is it's specific to the game and the Steam ID, right? So if you have multiple Steam users using the same PC, the saves are separate and obviously separated per game. It's pretty nice. So I guess I'll make like a subsection here. Again, right, this I could put this somewhere in like the persistence module, but it's just not very clean, right? It's because it's a Steam function and it should sit here. And I get it's also only available if you enable Steam, right? So that's makes sense. Okay, so let's pull up the documentation, right? I'm just having it. Yeah, just having it here. Then we have the Steam Friends. Steam Friends interface, and then there's a couple things. Oh, the overlay as well, right? Right. Right, okay, so yeah, I'm actually gonna open this other project I had in the past. I just implemented a few Steam things. Just gonna search for overlay here. Okay, it's actually empty. Yeah, so like this, I implement most of the Steam stuff. Yeah, and actually like yeah, the callbacks and stuff. I didn't actually use this in magique at all currently. Because how it works in the backend, where you use either the game networking sockets, which is like the standalone open source version, or you use the Steam libraries. And to use them both at the same time, because the game networking sockets library only supports manually hooking up the callbacks. They don't have this macro, so I don't know, maybe it was just a callback you react to. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, I guess worry about the friends first. Okay, so a couple methods I want to get here is, I guess, Steam. So what we actually did, what I did in magique is I made a wrapper for all the Steam types, because I don't want to include the Steam headers in user space, because it's just weird names. It doesn't fit my naming scheme. It's not a thing of complexity. The user has to worry about another set of headers, another set of folders, just makes it look more complex, right? It's all about keeping just the look and feel very easy. So we had just wrapped the types, right? In the end, the Steam ID and the Steam headers is also just a UN64, right? So returns. Yeah, what we already have here on the left is this init method, which is actually not public. Interesting. Or not declared. Yeah, so this is needed, yeah, obviously to initialize it and to make like the, the IPC. It also already does the network initialization, which is, yeah, which is done again in here, right? Yeah, but yeah, that's not really, I guess. I'll probably then put it away if you don't need it. Okay, and this is pretty important. This is also something I so now that by implementing the previous projects that you need the Steam app ID, and it just creates it automatically if it does not exist. And I guess I should log it. Because I don't want behavior to be implicit, right? I want, because like the well, I guess yeah, you actually pass a bool here, right? So you can disable it. But that's also like, yeah. Why did I not implement this anywhere? Interesting. Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird name, but I guess it's fine. And then make the description active, right? So it returns true if the specified creates okay, right? Because you need this like in the end every game has the ID, and if you're actually buying a slot, you get it assigned, and it kind of works. Implicitly. You don't need to specify the file. I'm not too sure, but if you're developing, you need to supply it manually, and also to get access to like all the web services, right? Because you need to identify where you're coming from. Right, so then this, and then friends. Oh, it's always good to just describe what you want here. Because it's actually, I mean, there's a lot of things in place that you can't abuse it, right? Yeah. I guess you actually can't. You can't actually search like friends by name. Yeah. I guess, okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. What I've just seen is that we need to give the user, yeah, callbacks so you can react to, for example, the game. Overlay opening. Okay. Yeah, so actually implementing the callback. Just thinking what kind of functionality you actually need with the friends. You kind of guess I actually don't need any. Okay, and here is actually a little bit funny because yeah, it's a little funny because yeah, Steam IDs actually can be statically casted because it like uses some other things. Well, actually, so you have to mem copy it actually. So this is our yeah, just enum wrapper, which is 64 bits, and then the ID is returns Steam ID. Yep. Okay. Okay, I guess let's just implement the lobby stuff and the callback. I guess I set it here. Set to just callback. I'll just make this a type diff function. Because the thing is, right, using std function, it's just a heavy include. I want to avoid heavy includes. It's callback. It's opened or closed. But I mean, this is kind of, it's a bit harder to read, right? Okay. Yeah, I guess I just use a function pointer. I then put it in here. Just it's cleaned up. Yeah. So we have to do a few things. First of all, we need to be explicit about interesting. yeah, for example, here we already have some duplicates, so we don't initialize Steam automatically. It's also not closed automatically, but the close method is already called. Yeah. And here, yeah, here the updates, I runs the callbacks. So now we are in a good state, I guess. Yeah, I guess we can just do this. Then actually, I already copied it in there. That's good as well. Give it a quick comment. What the fuck? Yeah, now when we do this, we need to we get the ID. For this, we actually want to make a function, because otherwise it's going to be annoying. Yeah, I want to rename this, I guess. Let's get user Steam ID. Okay, yeah, because then it has a lot of methods, so I'm gonna use this. I need to be able to convert between them. Damn. Yeah, I mean here I don't need to do anything actually. Alright. Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, so I copied in the callbacks now, just from the other project. Yeah. So the callbacks can actually be just put into this general class. I'll do it in the, and it will work like this, right? So what I have in the engine is just inside the implementation folder, and then I have some globals, right? And the globals are just things that I used across different implementation files, right? Because otherwise the implementation is purely source files. And yeah, if I need data to be used across those files, I obviously need a header. And yeah, So when I guess didn't definitively look it up, but this can only be one lobby at a time, right? If you create a Steam lobby, you can't be in multiple lobbies at once, I don't think. Which is pretty good, or like makes the implementation easier. Yeah. Seeing that on the F stream here. Yeah. So I can just use it in this global structure. I don't like if the user creates. Actually, go to this. So if the user creates a lobby, yeah, it doesn't actually create a lobby object internally or something. It also doesn't get anything back. The problem with this is that it needs to be very, very explicit to the user if a lobby exists right now, and or if it doesn't, right? But I don't know. We'll see how it goes, right? For now, yeah. So yeah, the file is not really working in the IDE because it's not added to the. It's not used anywhere. So I need to include it here. As soon as it's included, it's being loaded and parsed. Okay, so yeah, we just assume for now that there can only be one game lobby, right? But I'm pretty sure this is true. And yeah, so I always like to have the implementation on the left, and the header on the right. This, and then close the ones on the right, we don't need them. Okay, I always make the namespace magique, just a single one. Yeah, I already copied this over. Just throw this up. Okay. Yeah, I guess I like this. I do need to include types here. I did not make the lobby type yet, I guess. Let's look it up really quick. No. Okay, then we go to the Steam here. Make an enum class. We want type safety. I guess we don't specify it. I don't know. I just try to reduce complexity here. If I don't specify a specific type, I don't know, like how widely known this notation is, right? That you can use explicit typing for the enums. So try to avoid it if possible. But actually, it's not a user used type, right? But I mean, in the end, the size doesn't matter here. For example, for other ones, it obviously matters a lot. Yeah, for like the user defined ones, right? Like the animation state is pretty important because it's every single entity, if it has like an animation component, obviously needs to save its current state. Yeah. For example, yeah, here for networking, the message type is very important. The entity type, center, the network, the map ID. Yeah, things like that. Here we want to save space. Okay, then we can use explicit typing here. It's just, I don't know, I just like it always, right? Because it's now I can actually click on it and then the user sees, and I'm assuming the user also uses some sort of ID or whatever people use in Vim to, like, I don't know, see the definition, right? And then you come here and then there's like different ranks of lobbies. Actually, the lobby type here. Yeah, but there's like 4 different types. It's either the private one, it's friends only, it's public and invisible, but yeah, returned. So invisible is returned by search. You can There's also a search feature, but not visible to other friends. This is useful if you want the user in 2 lobbies. A user can be in only 1 regular lobby and up to 2 invisible lobbies. Right. So I don't fully understand that. It's a niche feature, so I'm gonna remove it for now. That's pretty. So it goes. Okay, so I include then our global Steam data struct, which uses the quotation marks include because it's like local. I just use this to further clarify that like these are public includes and these are internal includes globals and Steam data. This then in turn also includes the oh, I need to include it here. That's correct because I just deleted it. Yeah, the Steam data, which also includes the Steam headers then. Okay, we still need to implement these. I already have the implementation in my other project. I'm gonna copy it over soon. In here actually, but okay, let's look at that. So with this yeah, this is I don't actually know what it is exactly, but it returns some kind of API call object. I don't think you have to use it. You can just react to the callbacks. Yeah, so we just create a lobby. It's private, friends only, and public, and yeah, it should work. Okay. So then we can copy over our callbacks. This is from our past game, as I said, I made. So I have full rights to the code. Okay. Yeah, so how the Steam callback works, it's a macro, it's yeah, cline is a pretty nice feature. It just expands the macro from in here. So it just, what it does, I guess, inside our struct, the Steam data struct here, it creates a new struct with the callback. And yeah, it does some, it attaches it some things, right? I don't actually. I guess some global, right? There has to be some sort of global, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I guess you can't really understand that, can you? And then it just declares the method here that you actually implement where that handles the callback. Yeah, the cool thing is you cannot actually implement it. Yeah, you can't actually implement it in here. You need to implement it outside the class, which is pretty nice for us. Yeah, and we just put it in here. We could put it obviously in this header, but yeah, like this, it's nicely separated. It should be. And the thing is, yeah, it's always gonna be used together, right? So obviously, if I don't implement these declared methods, I'm gonna get a link error. But these files are always gonna be compiled together. Either none of them are, or both of them are. Okay. And then this lobby ID is where I actually save the current lobby, right? So Steam just uses Steam ID for the lobby ID. I don't know why I actually use this notation. I mean, the naming the other project was a bit over the place. Interesting. So lobby ID, I guess, is fine. I don't know if there's actually a default. I don't actually know if I'm allowed to show these Steam headers on video, so I'm just not gonna do it for now. Because technically, you can't redistribute them, right? The headers itself, only the built binary libraries that I have in the project as well in the Git. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to see if I can default initialize them to some value. I mean, should be fine. Doesn't really matter. Just like did this, right? I guess it's fine. Bro. What do you want me to do? It should be fine. Doesn't matter anyways. Okay. Okay. So now we need the lobby. First we need the Steam data. Yeah, so just like these global structs, I first put them in a namespace, right? To make them very explicitly global. And always use the same name for these, right? Like we have the logic system, which just handles yeah, the beginning of each tick, just sort the entities and see which maps are loaded, which entities are which maps, right? Like the multiple maps that they are supported and stuff. I always kind of get a actually, let's regroup those, right? Group the consts together, group the non-consts. I always use the same name, like engine data, dynamic collision data, dynamic data, and groups, the group, the config, right? And I mean, just like here, I always declare them up front, and then reuse them. And yeah, the Steam data just calls Steam data, because data is already used for the engine data. Then I could say Steam data lobby. Yeah, just give it actually a format. That's the format I'm using, a different Clang format here on this project. Right. Oh, there's actually the UN converter. I could just use that actually. Then I don't need to yeah, do this custom shenanigans. So like this. And then I can just return is the convert to UN. That's just a static cast. I mean, that's pretty nice. Oops, I still need the data. Steam. Right. It also reads nicer, right? So what I try, I just want one global red name. I don't want to like reference it fully twice in the same function, right? So as soon as I am using it more than once, I'm gonna cache it. Yeah, this is, I can avoid complexity in my code, right? It's always nice. Okay, so now it's about handling. So I guess I want to provide to have it open. The lobby's oh, there it is. Okay. So I guess I want to provide a callback. And I need to be very explicit about if lobby's open or not. Yeah, because how it works on with the Steam networking compared to the local networking. So if I go into the local sockets here, so here I just need so connect. I need the IP and the port, right? Which, by the way, there's still no real tool to get the IP, right? So that's because it's actually kind of annoying if, for example, you are on the same network and someone hosts the game and someone else tries to then someone else has to connect to this game, but you need obviously the IP and the port, right? And if there's no like intervention of any kind, like if you don't share it manually, you would have to send it as a broadcast to the network, right? That you have a game, and then on the client side, the client can scan the network for these kind of pings, and then you can have like a function get hosted games, right? But this is actually kind of tricky, right? Because if you as a host create a game, I would then have to send the broadcast out in the background, and then on the client side it would be even more annoying, right? Because on the client side I then would need to start a server as well that listens to the signals that the host sends out, but I don't know if the client actually needs this, right? So if there's a method like get hosted games, I would have to create the server only then, right? Because yeah, I mean it takes some resources in the background and stuff, and yeah, then I can't, like, this has to be an async call, right? Because it can't provide a result instantly, because I mean the pings are just sent out every tick, so it takes at least one tick for me to get results. Yeah, so this has to be an async method of some kind, with either a callback or like takes a reference, right? I don't know. And then handling all the server side in the back. Yeah, because so for now you actually need to like share it manually, right? You can create a game, and then the one that created the game needs to, like, over Discord or something, share his IP and the part, and then you can connect to, right? Because you can already put all of this behind the UI, right? But sharing the IP and the port is still manual at this point. And in comparison to the Steam, on the Steam side, Steam does all that for us with the lobbies feature, which is doing. Because you need the Steam IDs, right? Which, yeah, the global sockets, you need to connect to global socket. You can connect to anyone, yeah, via their Steam ID. But you don't get the Steam ID, right? As I said previously, there's quite a lot of, yeah, things in place to stop you from getting everyone's Steam ID, because that would be not good. So you actually have to create a lobby, then someone else has to join the lobby, and the lobby is, yeah, it can have 3 different privacy levels. So if it's public, it's actually like fully public, right? Everyone in the world can then see it, and then everybody in the world can join the lobby, and as soon as someone joins the lobby, then you have the Steam ID, and then you can create a game. And the actual procedure then is that the one that connects to the lobby is then a client and connects to the host, right? Not the other way around. So if you create a game lobby, you also have to be the host, and this is something that I'm kind of struggling right now with, right? Because this is It's not connected here in my current setup, right? Because you can just make a global socket and not create a game lobby, or you can create a game lobby but not make a global socket. Yeah. And I don't know, I kind of want to keep it apart just because it's, I don't know, like I don't know any use case that could happen, right? And like this, it's always small use cases if it's not coupled, right? Yeah, but I guess that's just how it is. I'm just gonna make the description here. So this module allows to create Steam lobbies, which is games on Steam. I don't actually like this a lot. Steam. Yeah, put it here as well, right? You should use steam/lobby.h. Yeah, I guess like this. If you create this to build game session. Then here workflow to create double tap. So create a global socket. And then create a game lobby. Let client write and okay. Something like this, right? But it is a bit weird, right? Because this is also implicit behavior. You like create a global socket and there's no arguments, just nothing happens, right? And yeah, actually there's not even a getter. I guess you can call this host. It's in a multiplier. Yeah, so in here you can use these. Yeah. Okay. And this is actually wrong. I just copied this over and because the interface is actually the same. Or like the close methods are the same actually. like almost, oh, actually 100%. Connects to a global socket. Socket. And then nodes. The Steam ID of you. Oh, have to create a lobby. Just lobby. Okay, so then I guess I need to get is lobby active. Is and returns true if currently in lobby, but then this is for the host and the client, right? But I guess this is fine. But then I need a bool is owner. It's true if you lobby and the owner of the lobby. Right. I know I like I like these descriptions. It's the same for now multiplayer header. We would just add, right, like here. For example, if you are the host, you need to be the host and in a session, right? Because it's a Boolean value, right? It can either be host or the client. But if you're not the host, because you're not in any game, you're also not the client, right? So I actually kind of reword this as well to use the big and returns true if currently in a session and the host as the hosts. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is fine. Session as a client. Yeah, but this is like the combined values, right? So if we like implement this as well. Okay, so we actually have to check if we are in a lobby. So here we actually wanna kind of initialize this like 0 something. Is there like a, I mean, I already looked for this. If there's like a dummy value, global variable, I guess I could just use like, yeah, I could just use like 0. Invalid. Invalid. Okay, so then I can check if something is created or not. Where do I actually want to put these methods, right? They're like not, let's get a separator. They are not, they don't follow like the usual declaration definition, but they are kind of outsourced from like this header into here, because they fit in here with the lobbies, right? So like, lobby implementation. Okay. Let's actually get the copy over the methods, the handler methods. Okay, so what I need here. So first we need to look up which event gets posted. Yes, if you create a lobby, it triggers a lobby enter callback and a lobby data callback. Okay, I guess so we have this here, because the chat is actually a bit weird, right? Because it's worded as like lobby chat, but in reality it's more like a log, right? I think. Like everything that kind of happens is just posted in this chat. So I think by chat I actually mean not only the text stuff. So here the call result, yeah. Well, if the results returned, okay. Yeah, but like here as well, like in the other project, I'm not actually using the call result, right? So I guess I don't need it. Yeah, so yeah, it's this kind of the same, right? Create lobby is just kind of happens implicitly. So you just make the Steam call here. We already have that. Damn, Windows multi-windowing. Yeah, so we already have that with the max players. Okay, we actually do use call result. Interesting. Oh, one lobby created. Okay. Okay. So this is something we still need. So, okay. I guess we put it in the global data class, because I just like to have it condensed one place as well, right? It's like there's no point in having these multiple classes. Okay. Okay, so then I have, yeah, this thing. So here it's Steam bin. I guess I need to declare the methods on the lobby, and the way it should already actually be declared, right? Because of the callback here on lobby entered. Oh, on lobby created, okay. Yes, we don't have this yet. Let's just put it here. I don't know, like this, I don't know. Because some methods, I don't know, use this call result, but some don't. I don't know. I guess it's fine like this, but it's just it. I don't know. Why can't it be a callback like the others, right? Maybe there is actually. Let's. So to be used with lobby creators. I don't test this description of the API. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. But they have this description of when they use the callbacks and when they use the call result. But yeah, I guess they have a reason for doing it that way, right? I'm not here to argue that. Okay, so now we declared this entered method. When we actually use this, so we need, just gonna get this by reference. Global Steam data, direct sets. Yeah, there's a member variable. Okay. So like this. So when can I then actually kind of return true, right? Because I guess yeah, it's kind of an async call, right? So it's like it triggers the callback, right? If the results returned with yeah. So I can only, for example, if you look in here on lobby created, I can only at this point see if it's successful or not, but just guess I'm just gonna like return immediately and just give some value. It shouldn't matter too much. And then I can say return. So what we just did, right? Just previously we lobby ID that is valid. Does it also work for lobbies? I guess lobby IDs. I would hope it does. And then for the lobby owner, we can Steam get lobby owner, then if so first check if it's we're in a lobby, otherwise return false. Then we get the owner, which is const from our lobby, and then we check if the user is the if the user ID is equal to the lobby owner. So we just get the Steam data here, and then we return owner equals user ID. Okay, now I can actually make this const as well. Yeah, they actually have an operator defined, right? But yeah, it's It's gonna do the same. That's right, because technically it's just 64-bit value, but okay, so that's done. Yeah, so we're just gonna leave this for now. We're gonna I will not have logs here. So util logging. Just gonna use our logging things. What actually two strings? Yeah, that makes no sense. And I am kind of, why is there like a multiplayer session and why is there a separate lobby? Right, because the session only handles like the ongoing stuff. Right, and these are just basic notif. They don't do anything except, yeah. Returns the name. Actually, a typo. Yeah, and these are the rules, right? Because I just read through this because it says get friend, right? But it doesn't actually have to do with friends. But yeah, there are certain rules. Yeah. Chat room again. Will not know the name of the other users automatically. Yeah, so that's what I use. So you can't just look up the name of everyone on Steam, right? You have to have some reasonable reason to do it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Slash left, the lobby should be fine. Const auto pointer. And then join. Yeah, and then I can just click they're just three functions. So I actually want to make them capital letters. Oh yeah, and there's the chat message, right? So yeah, I actually want, because for this I actually have like another separate thing, right? Because I do want to make like an extra interface for the chat, because there's some complexity involved. So yeah, in here the chat, right? Magique, Steam chat, I guess. So I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna like hook this functionality then up, right? Because it needs access to like these things. So unload chat message. Yeah. Just gonna do like update this. Yeah, and just I guess just update this right now. Yeah, so first the name, and then the message. So the buff. Actually, don't need the size and then the username. And I'm handling it as a const, I guess. And I don't actually need to inline them, right? But oh, well, what's the first one here? Yeah, it's never used. Yeah. Okay, so then handle user left, handle user joined, and handle chat message. So yeah, it's kind of a problem. Yeah, because the problem is, so I have this chat. What I can do is I include this chat, this public chat header in here, and somehow have in here like a method to handle the chat, but I don't know how I want to do this specifically. Okay. Yeah, so as we see, like nothing works here, the formatting and stuff, because it's not added yet. So I make a new file. Then, like, the file needs to be added to CMake because I'm using glob macros, so they don't update on their own. But I still find them way superior than specifying each source file individually, right? So in here, right, actually done in the definition of define module, and yeah, here. So we collect all the files. Interestingly, we only collect the implementation files, as I said, right? That's why you have to use headers actually to share, right? Because as soon as there's an implementation file, it's automatically being compiled. Yeah. Okay, so reload it and then we include the header, add namespace. Okay, so you can format this. And we can like copy basic format, chat, Steam chat module. Yeah, and I'm putting just this note on every Steam, just to be extra explicit that this needs Steam to be enabled, right? That's important. So how I initially thought about handling the chat, so I mean, why we're jumping now from the lobby to the chat, because we can't keep implementing the lobby before having figured out how we want to do the chat, right? Because the chat needs to hook into these callbacks. So at least I don't need to implement the chat, but I need to think about the design. And at the moment I have no idea about the design. But I mean, some basic outlines. So what I wanted initially was actually some kind of object that the user has, right? Because I mean, most of the library is just interface based, right? Just call a method and you get something back, or you don't. Yeah, which is pretty much straightforward. But I also like it when the user just has something for himself, right? And then maybe something like this. Yeah, the problem is then just now there can be multiple chats, right? Does it make sense? Actually, no. Because as we just said, or at least we assume that you can only be in one lobby at a time. So they can also really only be one, like there is only one chat at the time, but now you could say you want to have multiple chats on the UI side, but yeah, on the software side, then it's still only one, right? You can use the same UI component and use the same kind of source here, right? So yeah, so actually using an object is, I guess, the wrong play. You would be using an interface, but we have the same problem as before, that it's just kind of coupled, right? You can't, so this whole module doesn't work if you don't have a lobby. Yeah. So let's actually look at the lobby again. Lobbies. And yeah, I like the idea of like using the plurals to name things, like instead of lobby, like lobbies, cloud saves, sockets. Yeah, I don't know if it feels more intuitive, but here I actually don't like it as much. But yeah, no, what I'm thinking is that I guess yeah, you just can't have this coupling. Like again, I feel like this would just be too split up, right? Because actually, yeah, it makes no sense. Why should there be an extra chat header? And yeah, it actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it now that this stuff is in the lobby setter. So I just search for the separator. I do have a kind of things set up, right? There's a lot of cool things you can do in C-Line. Go here to editor and down live templates, C++, and you can add your own, which I did. Yeah, but I've kind of, I don't know, been resetting settings kind of recently, so I guess it doesn't work properly. That's fine. So yeah, we're gonna make this chat and then have the chat functionality in here. This is just, yeah, way better, way clearer, easier to understand. Because then, yeah, it's just more obvious that it only works if you have a lobby. Okay, so now, yeah, what's the main entry point? So to kind of approach this, or like to program something useful, it's kind of obvious to ask yourself what the user wants, right? Problem is that, yeah, I'm not not going anywhere with my UI. I don't know, I'm still struggling how to do the UI in magique, because I can either do not a lot of not really a lot, right? You can just give some basic things, like some basic classes the user can override, or you do like everything for the user, right? Like layering and scenes and all that stuff, but then it might be too much for some users, right? And I just haven't found the in-between yet. Right, so I can't actually, I don't have fully have a ready UI class that kind of would need this chat, or like would consume it. So I kind of have to imagine it, right? Yeah, but I guess there would be you need some chat, needs to be some sort of single global access. Yeah, the problem is, I mean, this kind of needs a callback, right? But I need some sort of function from the user, I guess. Yeah, but then the problem is, right, as we talked about earlier, if you want to have multiple chats, but I guess you can just do multiple chats then in your function, in your callback. Yeah, but it has some um, I guess, yeah. Right, so I guess it's just a callback. Hmm. I don't know. I mean, when I was making the old game, it was like the last big project. It actually led me to create this magique engine. I had so many features in mind of what to chat, right? If you think about WoW or Diablo, which the game was inspired by, they have very cool chat features like linking items and colored words. Um, yeah, maybe spam filter, like obscene, like word filter. I don't know. There's a lot of cool functions, right? If you implement them. I mean, the word drawing, I guess, would just. Um, I guess in WoW actually, right? You can. Yeah, I think you can just copy the item link and it kind of shows you how it works, right? Because in the end, it's just some item ID, right? And then I guess it does a lookup on the item, gets the rarity, and then it colors the word after the rarity, and then it replaces this ID with the actual item name, and then yeah, you kind of build up this word. But then in turn, your text renderer kind of needs to support that, right? Because yeah, when you assume you kind of need like a mark character, like something like this, right? And then you item ID, and as soon as your text renderer comes across that, it interprets the item ID, does a lookup, and then, you know. Yeah, and I don't know, that's, because, I mean, I like implementing this kind of stuff, right? But I can't do it from the engine point of view right now, right? So, because with this simple callback, I'm just giving the user the pure string, you know, and the user still has to implement all of the features that I just listed. But I mean, yeah, maybe I do some of this stuff in game dev, right? That's what it's for. Like game dev is kind of a personal playground where I just implement specific or like specific but still general in a way, right? So it's reusable functionality for games, right? Like cool little things like the AI changes, like the share code was actually a lot of fun. Because I just watched some World of Warcraft. It's like a kind of like an event going on, and I just seen the share code, and yeah, yeah. So just look at. I've just seen it, and then it's interesting to think about and implement it. Okay, yeah, but back to the lobbies. Yeah, so I guess yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna have to like get a user callback, which just makes everything really easy again for me, right, for the implementation, because the user callback is gonna be in here, the global thing, and then I can just access it here and call it here, right? So the only question again is, do we use a std function or do we use a kind of a type def? Actually use a type function, I guess. Yeah, the big problem. The big problem. You can. This is actually a card. You down here include magique internal, right? So it's an internal file, which is why it's not documented a lot. Yeah, but the problem is, yeah, here. So you can forward declare functional in MSCV. Huh. Wait, what? MSVC. I don't know. Anyway, you can forward declare there, but not um, on other compilers. But the problem is, I made this macro and I never realized you can't actually do that, right? You can't have a macro inside a macro. Or like, right, I mean, it shouldn't work. Yeah. Yeah, so I wanna use I wanna give the user obviously the best possible compile time, and yeah, and a functional actually uses a lot, right? Like I have this one site on the internet that like benchmarks this stuff. Yeah, and functional, it's yeah, it's benchmark. It's actually the only TCC libraries, I guess, but it should be equal on Microsoft. And it's pretty large, right? And it's just for each header, right? So you include the header once, and then yeah, I don't know, or like for each translation unit, right? But the big, I mean, why you even have to decide? So obviously, a stud function has a lot of positives compared to the type def, right? The type def, you can't have captures, right? Like if you know the lambda, if I just make a stud function here. So I guess this is actually how I'm gonna do it. So then I'm gonna take a char pointer. I could use a string. Yeah, because I kind of wanna make it easy again for the user. Well, let's actually just finish this. So compared to the type def, compared to the used functions, if I just use callback equals void, I don't want anything back, and I take like a jar pointer, let's say, right? Like the only thing I can do, or like the only function I can pass is a function that returns void and takes jar star, and it needs to be a free function. It can't be a member function. Like member functions, I kind of read about it once, have like a separate yeah, it gets really complicated if you want to use like type def member functions and stuff. It's a bit confusing, but yeah. And so you couldn't do something like so this needs to be a jar, and then here you would be like your implementation, right? Let's actually not do that. And this would work, right? So if this function would take a callback, I could call it like this. Because here I'm creating a lambda, but the lambda has no capture, so it actually is a valid. It's actually just a free function, right? But here I can like capture something. Yeah. Or even, yeah. And then it's just not a free function anymore. But the stud function still works, right? Yeah. And yeah, so why this plays a role and why you should choose that function here then, I guess, is if you can't take a captures, you can only reference other global things, right? So this is like a free function, right? Func, and in here I can only like islob. You can only call other free functions and access other global data, or like I make my own data, right? And yeah, so in here, if I would then set a callback to some specific chat, like if I have like an UI object, I would need to like get my UI object would be globally accessible. Yeah, like needs to be a global function, and this doesn't necessarily make sense. Or like it's just annoying if you put this constraint to the user, right? So this did function. It returns void and takes then, yeah, that's the question now. So now we solved this. Yeah, to so state function is already pre-declared, which is how it works right now, right? If I go to forward declare, and well, actually, it's in the config. Down here, if it's enabled, and if we are on MSCV, I'm actually gonna look it up now. I've been saying it wrong in my head, I guess. It's funny. MSV. MSVC should be correct, right? I mean, okay. Anyway. So yeah, I'm pre-declaring it. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not standard compliant, right? Technically, my whole program is now undefined, but it isn't, right? Yeah. So I prefer to just take the free compile time here and accept the risk. But yeah, it's obviously, yeah, it doesn't work on other compilers, which I already said before. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it in here anyway. So I first need to include the macro header. Internal macros, include function. Right, I don't know if maybe I'll just ask ChatGPT quickly and see if I can figure this out. Okay, I'm seeing some interesting things. I'm just kind of pausing the recording to skip the time, which is why I already have an answer. So yeah, I guess so I want it to be as clean on the user side, obviously. I just want a kind of single line. Yeah. So what I can actually, I can just make a header, right? That's actually something I've not did think about, which is pretty funny, I think. So I could just include a header here, which contains the if def to condition include functional or not. Yeah. Yeah, so I need to include a separate header. I can't put it inside the macros because I'm including the macros yeah, many times. I don't want to include functional each time. So I guess this then needs to be another header, a new header. It needs to be in the public include, which which we are here in the magique internal, because it shouldn't be accessed by the user, and then just call it include functional. I don't know, it's not as clean, but I'm constantly kind of thinking, is it worth compile time, right? And it's not standard compliant behavior. I don't know. I guess it is. I'm just gonna commit to it that it is. Most people are gonna use Windows or like Windows toolchain, and at least because we're in games, right? So I guess it's definitely worth it, and I mean it saves electricity if it is if it's less compile time. Okay. Yeah, maybe do something shorter. And give it, yeah. More general name, so I can put many things in it. I don't know, I kind of like it, the solution though. Then copy this. So if it's defined Apple, okay, because I need the other compilers as well here. So I'm just gonna, copy this here. So yeah, this should do it. Bingo V, I guess I don't actually need the apple. I don't know why I have that. Okay. Yeah, I guess I kind of like it. And then I can do search and replace. The other way around. Include functional. And then I can actually, what I can do, I can make a new line here. Copy this. Replace both lines with just a single line now, because a lot of times I included macros to include this macro, right? Just replace all. Right, if we get compile errors later, we can fix it. Should do it for now. Okay, I mean, I like this. Okay, so now the question back is how do we give the user? So we can use it just, I can give it just the user. We can give the user just a raw string and the just but it's not cool. So we want to use a string. But we want to avoid allocations, which is always the problem with the string, right? Which is why you just don't use it every time. We want to optimize kind of the memory behavior. But for this, we could just use one single string. Yeah, cache string, and reuse it. But this comes with another problem. So how this would work is we get the message here from the callback, get chat lobby entry, then assign the cache string, then pass the cache string to the callback. We would then, I guess, pass it as a const. I mean, I guess it could be modified. Yeah, I guess we can actually pass it as a non-const string. Yeah. I'm just thinking what the user like could do to the string, right? Because I guess you could like clear it, but we don't care about clear, we just like shrink to fit. Yeah, I guess the user could do it, right? And just eliminate the benefit of the cache. Because like with the cache, we just allocate it once, right? And you reuse it. But yeah, I guess so. I guess we need to include string as well. And I actually need to send as well, right? But yeah. So when we pass a reference to the string, so the user can fully mutate it, I just don't know if it's then clear enough, right? So we pass, so because the user doesn't own the string, and it's gonna change. So if like the user saves the reference to the string, right, it kind of gets dangerous. It's the question if like this kind of design is explicit enough in this case. I guess I should make a const just kind of to be sure. The only thing difference why I didn't make a const in the first place because now the user has to make a copy if he wants to modify it, and a copy needs another allocation, right? And does not get the benefit of our already allocated string. Yeah, but I mean, yeah. I mean, the user could make the cache then as well, right? Okay. And I guess I need a history. I mean, not a history. I don't. This is like another one of these features. But it's just then up to the user to make like save chat messages and make a history, right? So it's called on each new chat message sent in the lobby. I guess we actually need to provide an interface then to send message. Send lobby message. I guess we take const char message. Sends something like this. Another question if it's your own. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the callback should also be called on your own message, obviously, because your UI component should also draw your own messages. So that makes sense. And we still need to pass the sender. So yeah, let's get a bit concrete in here. So if callback a single and interesting. What's going on here? I don't understand. So the callback's a pointer. I'm just accessing the pointer. Why is it? Okay. So yeah, it just does some flags. So yeah, I mean, this should work then, but it's still, what is it want? So it's not equal to 0. I mean, that's a fine conversion. Yeah. So what it does, it just has this, just a UN, which has an enum value, kind of what happened. You end it with a specific state, and it's only one if it contains. I'm actually gonna look it up. Yeah. So I just wanted to be sure, right? Because just the end returns then true if this flag is contained, but not explicit. Yeah. So the flag is not equal, but at least contains it. Yeah, but that makes me think, right? Because then it could be possible that both of these are true, but we do else, so it's not. Yeah, but it should be fine. I already tested this. It works. Yeah. Yeah, this is wrong actually. Okay, then here we need again the Steam data dot lobby ID and so actually this check is actually interesting. So I get the callback and I check if the callback is about my current lobby, right? I mean, it's fine check. It's just that we already assumed that there's only one lobby, so it is impossible for the callback to reference another lobby. But it's fine. Lobby data updated, and then down here we have again Steam data. Okay, then get the lobby ID. Okay, how does this actually work? Get a chat message specified. Return value is no bytes written into the buffer, right? So, yeah, which lobby? Chat ID. What's the chat ID? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just some internal thing they need. User ID. Right, PV data. What's then cup data is like the size. Yeah. The type. What kind of types are there? Okay, so it's like normal chat. Oh yeah, so yeah, this is what I talked about, where like the Steam chat is used for more than just chatting, right? So it's like if a user was entered, kicked, banned, disconnected. Yeah. But I actually want to just make it specific. Yeah. Hmm. I mean, I guess I do. I want to provide. I guess yeah, I want to let the user decide how to handle these other events, right? Whoops. Yeah, so when it comes to like the chat entry. It's because you like the kick banned. Yeah. So yeah, like this. It's like for a lot of use cases. The question is just like um, the user needs access to like these other events via the chat, right? Because there should already be a callback for that. The Steam header. Right, so we only have an overlay callback. I guess we need a lobby callback then as well. And here, yeah, the user then reacts to the other things. So chat is just for chat. So that's the callback that is called for various events that happen a lobby lifetime. So I need like a new type to Steam. So first, let's see. Right, I enabled a warning that warns me when the enum uses a bigger type than it has to. So I need a lobby event. And here I'm just gonna submit. I'm just kind of transcribing, I'm wrapping the Steam types. Well, I mean, not actually. I guess I kind of need to invent them myself. So on lobby entered. On lobby left. exit, I guess. So yeah, so what do I need? I want to know when someone else connects to the lobby, because so now we have kind of, yeah, we're dealing with different things, right? So if you're the host, you create a new lobby. You should enter a new lobby. So, which is actually what Steam does as well, right? So if you create a lobby, the lobby entered fires for your own lobby that you created, which I guess makes sense, right? But then if someone else enters, then for you as a host, you should also get an event, someone else entered. But for the one that entered the lobby, you only get on lobby enter, right? That's actually the question. For example, if someone new joins, let's say there's only 3 people in the lobby and someone new joins, should this new client now get 3 times the event that someone else joined, because 3 already in the lobby, right? Probably not. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just gonna make it explicit here. This is only called when someone else joins. Exit the lobby. And I can also remove. So called when you enter the line. Then here only called. Okay. So the sender is set, yeah, so done. So first lobby event, actually lobby event. And then down here I need a sender, which I guess I get this, it's just the Steam ID. Okay. Then I need to save both of these functions, Steam data. Function here I actually need to include function regardless which compiler I'm in on. Right, so at some point there needs to be the implementation of the file. Yeah. So I need to include it here because every translation unit that uses this header needs the definition, the full definition. Chat callback. Then just in the lobby event. I guess actually it's this. Can't delete the names. Lobby event callback. Alright, okay, just checking. Yeah, that's return type. It's void. Okay, let's quickly clean this up. So I guess I want this on top. Then this higher, because these functions are huge. It's crazy. Like each function is like almost 100, like 96, 64 bytes. Alright. And the string 32, 40 actually. Okay. So I have these, and these are actually null. That's also something I learned at some point. You can check for the existence of the function just by doing like this, right? Before you called him, which is pretty cool. Actually delete the constructor. Okay, so we can generate this. What I'm doing is just pressing some shortcut that auto generates the implementation. Then I minimize, collapse all the things. Okay, what's the problem here? Huh. Is it not named? It is not named. It's funny. Just using the same names here. But I do want them to fit in the same in a single line, right? So I just get the Steam data. It already knows, autocomplete knows. Okay, so I need an assert here. Include the header. So because here I need this in lobby, right? You are not in lobby. Oh yeah, so this is actually not the correct error message in this case, right? So you want to actually include the information of the function. So you instead want to say can't send chat message when not in lobby. This should be like a better error message. Okay. And yeah. Okay, so I need to look up how to send a message. Actually, I didn't do that in the other project, but should be straightforward. Yeah, that's actually to something else. So the callback is the callback. Just assign it. It's straightforward. I assign it. Oh, actually, yeah, const reference. I forgot. Was. And it automatically changed on both sides. Yeah, I mean, C-line is a good thing, you know. I will definitely get it if you're serious about developing. I mean, and for me, it's still free as a student for open source things. Okay. So I'm actually, do I need this callback? I guess I don't. Yeah, I guess this can't fit in a single line. And yeah, here I'm already nice. I'm already filtering, right? I only want the chat message, the message size greater than 1. I then call Steam data that chat callback with the user ID. And first I wanna Steam data that cache string equals message. Okay, so why is the Steam user ID now? Right, that's why it is. Send ID. Okay, and then I guess the buffer should be bigger. I guess I actually want to make this configurable. Yeah, multiplayer. Define magique max message length. Maximum length of chat message sent. Lobby. Okay. Maybe include the lobby here somewhere. Magique max lobby message length. Okay, then set it default like 512. And yeah, I mean I can cache it like this. So it's like, well actually, yeah, no, it's 3 lines. Yeah, but that's, I can't reduce it to 1 line. Can I? Okay, you can reduce this. Right. Okay, 1 line is tough. That's fine. Actually, I can sound like this. It's pretty clear. Okay, so I guess I don't actually need bytes written, and then pass the sender ID in here, and then actually only call it if it's valid, right? Yeah, and then convert to UID because this is actually Steam ID and not our wrapper. So, whoops, yeah, now we gotta include. Okay, did we get one? No. Yeah, sometimes it includes random headers when you use a type. It's not somehow specified. Interesting. What's int? Well then, let's give it an int. Okay, so yeah, this should be fine. Then just call the callback. Chat update. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this chat message. How are these actually different? Lobby chat message. I guess maybe I could handle chat message, chat update, right? Lobby ID. Okay, yeah, okay, so this is different. It's a little different. I feel like the wording on these, yeah, it's a bit confusing. Yeah, I actually then don't need this anymore. Just call my callback steam data.lobby and callback called callback. Give it data. Yeah, that makes it a bit more complicated. This actually does need to be a pointer, right? Yes, it doesn't. Okay. So in here, is there... Yeah, what kind of... What kind of data needs to be passed, right? Because I could... So if every event just passes like a Steam data, we'll actually look, right? So we have these events: lobby entered, connection. Yeah, I guess so. I can. Check check lobby events when each event is called gets past the Steam of the user. Right. Just give a little example. Steam ID, I guess use the exact type name. Okay, yeah, so now I change the type, so it doesn't fit. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Okay, so now this is fine. So now we just need to pass a lobby event on lobby entered, on lobby exit. So yeah, I actually only want the event. It's actually really good for me, so I just need to cast it. Don't need to convert it to actually can pull this out, only do it once, then reuse it. Okay, so now everything is one line. So the only problem now is, so if someone new joins, I need to fire an event for existing. So I need to do a check. Yeah, so if someone entered, and first of all I need to have a callback, right? Right, just thinking if I can put these in the same line, right? Because internally, I guess I don't need access to these. Right, so for example, I could do something that runs every time, but the user code only runs if he has a callback, but I guess I actually don't need to do anything. I don't need to react to the lobby events. Yeah. Because then I can just say, yeah, if there's no callback, just return, right? But I don't know. Yeah. Design like the whole function around the callback rather than around something else. Yeah, I think that's actually fine. Then put this condition up here as well. Yeah, or if the incoming events lobby is not the same to our lobby, then don't do anything as well. So then this can be cleaned up a lot. Okay, so if don't need these anymore. So now if someone entered and the someone is me, then why does right? Just do this. No. No. Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so if the someone is me, then I entered it. But if it's not me, then someone else joined. User left, joined. Let's do it like this. I guess let's do this. Reorder them. I want joined above. It's the same as above. One user joined, and then we can do the same here. Yeah, I guess just copy it. Okay. Disconnected, kicked, or banned. Right, I mean I can add these events later if I have to. On lobby data update. Yeah. So I'm gonna just leave it like this for now. Okay. Yeah, so now I should structure this a bit more, right? I need the things, I just want... I usually always have like a util section. Chat. So chat needs to be its own section. I guess I just call this lifetime and no, just nothing. And then, yeah, something like this. Destroy game lobby. Close. Okay. Close. Actually, game lobby. I'm using game create Steam lobby, I guess. Yeah, should be better. And then return true if a lobby exists and was successfully closed. Okay, so I don't actually know how to close the lobby. Create lobby. I think it's automatically destroyed. I think that was it. If everybody leaves from the lobby, it's gone. Yeah, matchmaking process flow, right? So yeah, P2P, which we are using, is built around the lobby, which I explained already. Yeah, up to 250. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so you select the lobby, which we still actually need. Right, so you can make a new, and I usually always also sort them after importance, right? So at the top we have the most important methods of the interface. So here we get matchmaking, and then here we have some methods to like return existing lobbies based on some filters, right? Yeah, a set of rules is a lobby search. Join the lobby, and then tell enough to launch the game. Yeah, so then you can exchange data, which, you know, already exists, because for this we use the global sockets, which is just, you can, yeah, exchange any kind of data. So yeah, we can actually already make this workflow happen, right? So you can already set the callback. If you enter, you can set the callback. So if any new okay, yeah, so the problem is, as I said previously, the client, the joining client, needs to connect to the host, right? So yeah, you need to program it in a way that when you join, you need to get the lobby owner, yeah, and then you need to connect to the owner. So I need the Steam ID, get lobby on. Right. I guess I also need methods to like connect to a lobby and all that. So, yeah, this kind of go here. So void connect to lobby. Damn, it's actually an L too much. Connect to lobby, which you just do with the Steam ID. I don't know, it's pretty. I like this. That like the Steam ID is just reused for. Leave or disconnect. That's pretty verbose. That's not. I don't know, just leave Steam lobby. Actually, yeah, I guess just leave the Steam out of this. Create lobby. Yeah, I'm just thinking if like the user wants to have some kind of lobby in his game, right? Because like the function names are kinda global. So like every function name I use, the user can't use, obviously. Yeah, so I guess I should use Steam just to make it. Yeah, like this, it should be fine. Yeah, so I do want to introduce a section up here, but I don't know how to group them. Returns to Steam. It's the type name of the lobby owner. Right, and we can already implement this with do we want to assert? So it's also always kind of a question: do you want to use an assert or a runtime check? Right. So, well, I guess not a big question, but obviously, if it's something that is just crucial that your program can't run without, then it needs to be an assert, right? Otherwise, it should be a runtime check. Because the problem is, if you do fall into the assert, the program just collapses. And if you fall into the runtime check, you just exit the method, but the program doesn't crash. So should I assert here that you are in a lobby or not? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it actually kind of doesn't matter. How I treat asserts in magique is so I mean asserts are just only enabled in debug builds, right? So how I treat asserts is that I use them maybe more often than usual because I intend the usual workflow to be that you build a project in debug and play it and try it, and if it crashes in debug, it's no problem. And then you run it in release anyway, or if it's finished, and you play tested it. And yeah, so I do like. So in a lot of ways, and a lot of times I used I favored assert over the runtime check, just because I assume in some way I assume like the debug testing, right? So I guess I'll stick with the assert, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Here it feels more like a runtime check, to be fair. But yeah, whatever. I do look like the single line of the assert. That's just pretty clean. Can't. Owner when not in a. Okay, and then here there's just the first Steam call I'm writing in like 30 minutes. It's crazy. Well, actually maybe in like 2 hours now. I guess I only copied the code. So Steam matchmaking, leave lobby, here it is actually. I'm gonna need this later. I can already implement this. Okay. So yeah, maybe let's actually use these instead of the online documentation. Steam matchmaking, be on it, pretty straightforward. Steam dot yep. Yeah, so I need to Steam and convert it to UAD and static cast it. Yeah, I mean the static cast is just a coding guideline that I actually haven't defined now that I think about it. Let's collapse it. Go into the contributing. Right, on the right you see the rendered markdown. Include style types. Contributing folder structure. Include style. Then I guess I make key. Include style types. Code style should probably be yes, a second. Yeah. Use the flag format. Factor root function format. Source code excluding this. I mean, there's a lot of rules. I actually started to like write some down in another place, another project, but I'm just gonna whenever specific code rules, whenever casting use static cast or the C style cast. Okay, this cursive. I like this. Okay. So we documented this as well somewhere. Check the stats real quick. No. Didn't go above the 1600. Well, 16,000. Okay, so let's make leave lobby. So I guess this call just fails. This will affect. Yeah, I guess this will just fail if it's an invalid lobby, but I still wanna can't leave. That's pretty piphead. We can't leave the lobby. We're not in the lobby, but you can join in the lobby. Actually, it's the other way around. Can't join a lobby when in a lobby. That's pretty crazy. Okay, the lobby ID, and yeah, as I said, the lobby auto closes if it's empty. Right. It's to be the Steam ID. 164. Yeah, this is what I wanted to avoid earlier, which is why I made the method. Yeah, I guess maybe it's still in there. Don't wanna retype it. Let's make it. The destination is first. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Just made a very weird face. So you got a big problem I'm just thinking about. So, yeah. I'm assuming I can just copy it, right? But if the constructor does anything else, I'm a bit fucked. But I guess I was actually, yeah, just I used convert, so it should be fine. Yeah, that's actually good that I didn't use it, the other method from the start. Just kind of checking where he was so every time. Yeah, no, but I just, yeah. I converted it everywhere to the UN 10, guys. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, I actually need to pay attention to this. So, yeah, the problem obviously is if the internal representation is not just the UENT, but it takes the UENT and kind of splits it up in some ways. I can't just straight up copy it, right? Yeah. Actually, I have to check. There's no mem copy on every cast. So now, yeah, if I just cast everywhere, as I said, you know, I'm safe. Let's actually check down. Okay. Yeah, so actually there is no close lobby. No, it's a there can be a single. I guess I can't return a ball because I only get the true result of the action later as a callback, right? Well, actually, yeah, I'll affect immediately on the client side. Yeah, but it only returns void. It's fine. It's fine. Attempts to connect. Is that how you word it? Attempts to connect to. I mean, just tries. Tries connect to the lobby specified given ID. Leaves the lobby specified given ID. Okay, maybe make this a util thing. But I mean, it is fairly important, these methods actually, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I mean, I guess I actually have to click this. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I'm just thinking about how I could group that. But in the end, it's... I mean, I want to group it, so logically, put it into... logically group it. By what the methods do, but also group them by, like, sort them after importance, right? So, like, these methods need to stay on top, but at the same time, I don't want a util section in between, right? Util section usually at the bottom. I guess I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. Okay, so then we do Steam matchmaking at admin lobby. And it's the same procedure as every year, James. This is... we get the lobby. Okay. Just checking if... Okay, yeah, send lobby message so we can Steam send lobby chat message. Perfect. Global Steamnet lobby ID. Yeah, so I need the length. So, first is that. Yeah, I like always cast the message to an end. And if we cast, it's a static cast. Message length. Then here I just wanna set null as null message, and then return. I don't know, is this needed? Probably not. Okay. So now we have the lobby message, the callback. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, yeah, so this could be static, but it actually can't be static because we're using the callback. The callback declares a member function. The member function needs to be implemented. Wait, why am I using this? Lol. Yeah, because it's a member function. I don't need to actually get this. Thanks, IDE, for reminding me. Const. Wait, whoa, what happened now? Okay, just put a const behind. Nice, I mean, this actually works, right? Because the function is declared at the bottom. That's funny. Yeah, the same here. You can actually just replace image. Yep. And this can be made const, I guess. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. Okay, so I guess, yeah, it should already work. So I guess I create the lobby. Before, yeah, the matchmaking, the lobby search still, but other than that, I can connect to it. If I connect to it, there were some functions why I was confused the last time. So in here we had the lobby manager, which has the entered callback, and then the three others. So we do have like all four Yeah, but this is not implemented. Yeah, so there was something missing. What's because I feel like I already have everything, right? Like what could you possibly need from the lobby create callback? What happens? Yeah, so yeah, this is my old game again. And in there, like back then, MP as multiplayer, so I created basically the session when you create the lobby, which I said earlier, there's kind of some coupling going on. If you are the host, you kind of when using Steam, you kind of need to create a session as well, right? So yeah, so I tightly coupled them in here. So yeah, new multiplayer session, and then load some data. Yeah, I don't know. Do I need this? Because you already kind of have this functionality with the event. Wait, rename this event callback. Right, because I already have this lobby event, because you could just, instead of create it, you can just say on lobby enter. Right, because this is then actually only called once. Enter a lobby. First time, I mean, you can only... Right, I mean, I guess... Lobby created. I mean, it doesn't cost me anything, right? Called only when created a lobby. This calls both lobby created and lobby entered events. Yep, just to kind of make this explicit. And actually the Steam here back then, I still remember the Steam documentation actually kind of reads the same here, right? They specifically say that if you create a lobby, the created event gets fired and you enter your own lobby, so the entered event gets fired. Right, so now we actually still need to implement this. So it's Steam data. Right, and it actually is pretty cool, like it shows me what's not implemented yet. Wait, what? On lobby entered. Update chat data. Why is it not? Oh, entered, created. Okay, now there's 5 methods. So entered is inside lobby manager. Okay. Created. Right. Okay, I'm a bit confused now. Okay, let's see, when does the entered get fired? On lobby entered. Or on failing to enter. And this, I mean, okay, and this lobby created is then testing. Yeah, no, it is an explicit method, it's called. Because I guess... Right, so the question I have right now is if... so can I only receive events from the lobby if I'm already in the lobby, right? So then my lobby enter event would fire before I am in the lobby, so I wouldn't get it. So yeah, this is kind of the thing right now, which like these two extra methods kind of solve, right? So creating a lobby. Can't find an existing lobby. Create lobby. Yeah. So lobby created. When you found a lobby, you can just join lobby and wait for lobby and the call result. So yeah, okay, yeah, it says so. Yeah, we probably use this then. It's the lobby. Yeah, once in the lobby. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we just remove our own callbacks. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but the problem is, can this happen or can it not happen, right? Just gonna make a search from Steam. Can't be. Our event already fired. I mean, it's an internal assert. So that to event changed. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is fine then, but now we need to reroute the other. So Steamlet lobby created. Event callback. Lobby event callback. My Steam ID. So user ID. Actually, it's the my user ID. Bro, don't include random stuff, please. Actually, it's the user ID converted to a uint and static cast to a Steam ID. Which is and then lobby event lobby created. This can be const, I guess. If yeah, so we actually need to check if it's successful. If the callback result equals otherwise it's equal. Okay, result. Okay. What's IO failure? Right, can I not make it cons? Oh, it's going. Probably. No. That's fine. Okay, then what's the on enter? Is this? Okay, yeah, this is just another callback. On lobby entered. Okay, yeah, we just didn't implement it. Yeah, but I mean, this is pretty straightforward. So this is then actually secured to be valid, right? So at this point, if we get here, the lobby is existing. Lobby enter will also be received. Yeah. This is then again for every user. Yep, and then interfere on lobby entered with my own user ID. This I can make constant. Now I already hooked up the rest of the event methods, except their leaving message. Where is that actually? Leave lobby. But I'm not, yeah, I'm not getting the callback anywhere. So probably it's in here. This will affect on the client side. Notified by a lobby chat update, right? Okay, makes sense. Okay, yeah, so I guess I just, I mean, this returns a void, right? So yeah. Yeah, so I guess I'm just calling it again my own user ID. Steam data user ID. I'm gonna make a method for that. That's too long. Lobby exit. Okay, then we make a method here. Get again for the third time. So get an official Steam ID. Get Steam ID. Steam from Jake. Return to fund cast 64 ticket. And that's the correct way to do it, right? This can be made static, indeed. And brace initialization. Right, so I can just call. Oh no, this is also gonna be why can't I use that? Right, because it's an object. Just do Steam data. Oh, what? Why does this work? Well, I just do it like this. No reason to make it inside the object, and Whoops. Right. Right. Just make a second method. Return static cast Steam ID from Steam ID. Yep. Okay. So now, is it actually shorter though? Steam. Check from Steam. I don't know. Well, I do know. It's one character. I mean, it's fine. But it's cleaner, less complex. So. Oh, it actually makes a difference, yeah. Was it correct? Leave Steam lobby, yes, I'm leaving myself. If I create the lobby, call with my ID, if I enter the lobby. Let's call with my ID, restructure that, and that's on top. It should be the same. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think that should do it. Yeah, I'm gonna test it in the next session and implement the matchmaking as well. Yeah, I already have the examples, had this new example, which right now is just a copy of the local one. But yeah, I mean, the goal was that it is very similar, right? That you can easily switch between them, which will be demonstrated in this header, because it is true. The only thing you need to do is make a global socket instead of a local one, which is 2 lines. And yeah, create a Steam lobby, right? Which, yeah, it involves making a few callbacks and stuff, but you also get the chat on top, right? And with the local sockets and stuff, you would kind of have to make the chat yourself, right? Because you could just send arbitrary data, so you can just send chat data as well. It's no problem. But with Steam, you already get all that. Yeah. And also the chat actually doesn't. The chat is handled by the Steam client, right? Yeah. Because it's part of the lobby, right? Like what we just did, all that. Because to use Steam in your game, you need to be logged into Steam on your PC, right? And all the functions are then executed over the Steam client. Okay, so I would also like that I fixed the includes here. Well, actually, it should compile at least, right? I don't know, it actually shows this error. Okay, we have some problems. Right, I mean, this is an old change I did. Yeah. So this can be eliminated. I switched from an array to a vector, right? And the vector only contains the valid elements instead of, and before it was a fixed size array which also contained invalid connections. Yeah, and in this case I need to cast it to a net connection. Oh no. I could just Steam con. Okay, yeah. Global sockets. Yeah, that was the same problem, right? I changed connections. So be iterated connections. Here I need a constant order Steam con. And also change the underlying type to be yeah, so the underlying it's saved in my type, but we need the Steam type obviously. But in this case they're actually 100% just number types. They can be interchanged. Should just actually just enum to enum, right? Net connection con. Right, and then connect. Why are they so far down actually? Create, close, connect, connect. Okay. So I'm connecting. When I connect, get connection. If it's invalid, it failed. Yeah. Then here I need to cast it back to my connection. And by the way, why I need to do this? Because yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about it right now. Yeah, why am I casting back and forth? If I just use it internally, I can use the Steam headers, because internally I can just include the Steam headers, and you know, like it's nothing to do with the user. Use static cast here. That's really quick. Okay, yeah, but I added this new feature. And the multiplier add-on, where you can get the current connections, right? And here I need to return a vector of my type, the library type. And yeah, that's like yeah. So if you couldn't, so if you have a statically sized array of a different type, but it's just numbers, so basically the type could be interchanged, but you can't just change the type of like the vector, right? You would have to so if you have a vector of like int and you want to return a vector of like uint, you know, you can't just maybe you could take the address of the pointer and cast it. I mean, yeah, I guess you could do that. Bam. You could. Bam. You could. Yeah, let's actually like event and vector uint. So it is that's the same. Right, so this doesn't compile, but if I take the address here, I take the address here, but this address I cast to a point of this. No? No. I mean, oh, it actually, yeah, it actually works. To make this a static cast. Yeah. So I could have actually returned it like this. Yeah. But I mean, I guess like this, it's type safe, right? And this is a very interesting line of C++ code that I just written. Yeah, let's see. Disconnect from global socket. Yeah, if we're not in the session, or if we are the host, or our connection is invalid, I can just use my connection. Yeah, and here I have to again use the steamcon. Damn, it already knows. Okay. I do have a keybind for building F1, just in case. I don't like me clicking the button. Okay. I don't know why it throws that, because I guess I actually need to remove that, right? But when I push the commit, that should work. So it was a little bit of, it's a little bit annoying, because to enable Steam, you need to edit the CMake file, and if I edit the CMake file here, it's like the global one for everyone. Yeah, so we kind of need to make a new CMake project like these games, and then just the standard way to use magique is just these two lines, right? You just add a subdirectory and then link against it, and then you just can just is it actually not here? Oh, I'm in this, right? So in the wizard quest, yeah, I can just, before adding it as subdirectory, I can just add these two lines here, and then I have Steam support, right? So I need to set the path to the SDK, because the SDK you're not allowed to share. Yeah. And then turn it on. And it's on, right? But I can't do that here with the headers, because like it's just a single file, and I want to keep it clean, so I can't make a new CMake project here. And how it works, like this test folder here, is that when you build, it's actually at the top here, so parse options. If the CMake source tier is like the current directory is the source tier of the project, it means that you're building it locally, right? So for example, if in here the current directory is not the directory of the overall root, right? So it doesn't match, and then it's not the main project, but it's being included as a subdirectory, right? Which I just showed in here. Yeah, and when it detects that this is the main, it adds subdirectory tests, so it adds this directory. So if you're a developer, you can easily run the tests. And then here, when you run tests, I then just want to include this single example header that I showed, right? And then to enable Steam here, obviously, as I just explained, there's no real way around editing the global CMake, but I mean, it's okay. And, it's okay because every time you're gonna do something with magique, as a user, not as a developer, you're gonna create your own project, right, and include magique. And then you can just, as I said, add the two lines to enable Steam. Yeah. Okay, but other than that, it should build. That's nice. Yep. And I cleaned it up a lot, actually. There's only a few unreferenced parameters because there's not everything implemented. There's like some special resource loading, like alternatives, which are not implemented yet. But okay, yeah, this was it. Let's write a quick release now so we implement it. So lobbies, user as callbacks for events and chat as chat handling. Okay, and then yeah, I mean just kind of cool. Yeah, this is where we the config, just add it. Yeah, I mean that's just all kind of happened in together with the implementation. So yeah, that should be it. Then push it. Okay. Yeah, that's the session 1 of implementing the Steam Steam module from magique. Next time we'll test it and also do like the rest, right? The cloud saves, yeah. Okay, bye bye.